Hello and welcome to Real Estate Audio Quick Tips. My name's Lee Woodward and joining me is the sales architect from Amber Worsham Property, Mr. Mark McGill. Mark, welcome aboard.
Good morning, Lee. Thanks for having me.
A question from our consumer is this: do I go to auction? Do I just sell it for sale? Is there another method? What's the do's, don'ts and benefits?
Oh, thanks very much for the question, Lee. Look, there's many pros and cons to both methods, and it's always good to chat with your agent and see what's best recommended for your particular property. The difference between the different methods of sale, probably the two most common ones that the consumer would be aware of, is an auction sale or a property with a ceiling price. With the ceiling price method, that's the most common, where the owner just puts their price on the market and the consumer can basically scout through the marketing. They know exactly how much the seller's looking for. And normally in that scenario, the buyers will come in with offers subject to conditions, and normally that process involves the seller negotiating downwards and the buyer negotiating upwards, and normally there's a figure reached somewhere in the middle. The other method that's quite common is the auction method. Some of the benefits to this for a seller is that there is absolutely no condition, so a buyer who buys under the hammer at auction, a certain sale. So the other benefit is, especially with properties that are difficult to price or very, very desirable or very unique, or sometimes they're just an absolute dump in a brilliant location and you know that there'll be a lot of competition on it. By having no price, buyers are making an assessment on the property and the value of the property and their desire to want that property. And the good thing about that is, because there is no price, you're actually relying on natural competition to push the price up. And that's where you obviously get situations where you can actually exceed a price that would normally be achieved and allowed through with banks and valuations.
This is such an important view on property pricing. And everyone knows if you see a property for sale and it's got a figure on it of $489, you are immediately thinking, what will I get it for? And some people have some creative imaginations of how low something can go. Whereas in an auction environment, you're thinking the opposite. You're thinking, what is my walkaway price? If I don't get it for this, I'm prepared to walk away. And if we look at true marketing values, really auction is the only way to ascertain a walkaway price and the maximum each person was prepared to pay.
Absolutely. We've seen plenty of situations where buyers have reached their walkaway price and then they've made the decision to go in excess of that. I've got a great email from a buyer that was very, very analytical, very, very structured, and he basically said, look, this is my walkaway price at the auction, and he was still bidding 25 grand above that figure. I am very confident that the figure that that particular property sold for was $835,000 under the hammer. That property, in real market terms, we probably wouldn't have even achieved inspections if we put it on the market at $799.
There is no doubt that the unlimited chance is in auction. I know people feel there's a lot of pressure with it, but that's just compression of time. It doesn't have to take 6 months when in 4 weeks you can get an outcome on price and you can make a decision to release the property or not. Mark McGill, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thanks very much, Lee.